The weights for newborn babies are approximately normally distributed with a mean of 6.2 pounds and a standard deviation of 1.1 pounds. Consider a group of 1,000 newborn babies. Part A, how many would you expect to weigh between 3 and 8 pounds? We'll begin by determining the probability that the weight is between 3 and 8 pounds. Then we will multiply by 1,000 to determine how many babies we would expect to weigh within this interval from 1,000 babies. We can indicate this as the probability that X, the weight of a newborn baby, is greater than 3 and less than 8. Then again, multiply by 1,000. This product will give us how many newborn babies we expect to weigh between 3 and 8 pounds out of 1,000. And of course, we'll round this to the nearest whole number or nearest baby. To determine the probability, we will use the free online normal distribution calculator, which you can access using the URL listed below. Going to the normal distribution calculator, we select normal distribution at the top, and then we enter the mean and standard deviation. The mean is 6.2. The standard deviation is 1.1. To determine probability, we select one of the three options on the left. Because we want the probability that X is greater than 3 and less than 8, we select the third option and then enter the values of 3, tab, 8, and then click calculate. Looking at the graph below, notice how we have the area shaded below the normal distribution curve between the weights of 3 pounds and 8 pounds. This area represents the probability the weight would be in this interval, which is given here in red, which to 3 decimal places is approximately 0.947. But remember, we need to multiply this by 1,000 to determine how many babies out of 1,000 would have a weight in this interval. So to determine the product, I'm going to go ahead and just copy this probability, paste it into wolframalpha.com, and then multiply by 1,000. To the nearest whole number, notice how this gives us 947. And therefore we can expect 947 babies out of 1,000 to weigh between 3 and 8 pounds. Next, how many would you expect to weigh less than 6 pounds? To determine this, we'll determine the probability that X is less than 6, and then again multiply by 1,000. So going back to our calculator, we first need to find the probability that X is less than 6. We select the first option under probability and enter the value of 6 and click calculate. Once again, looking at the graph, notice how we have the area shaded below the normal curve to the left of 6 pounds. The probability is given here in red. We need to multiply this probability by 1,000, again to determine how many babies out of 1,000 would weigh less than 6 pounds. So I'll press Control-C to copy this probability, go back to wolframalpha.com, paste this value, multiply by 1,000. To the nearest whole number, we have 428, giving us 428 babies. Next, how many would you expect to weigh more than 5 pounds? To determine the answer, we'll find the probability that X is greater than 5, and then again multiply by 1,000. Going back to the normal distribution calculator, we select the second option, the probability of X greater than, enter the value of 5, click calculate. We can see the area shaded below the normal curve below. The probability is given here in red. We need to multiply this probability by 1,000. So I'll go ahead and copy this, Control-C, go back to wolframalpha.com, paste Control-V times 1,000. To the nearest whole number, we have 862, meaning we can expect 862 babies to weigh greater than 5 pounds. And then finally, for the last question, how many would you expect to weigh between 6.2 and 10 pounds? Again, out of 1,000 newborn babies, we first determine the probability that X is greater than 6.2, and less than 10, and then multiply by 1,000. We select the third option under probability and enter the weights of 6.2 and 10. Click calculate. The graph shows the area. We have the probability in red. Let's go ahead and copy the probability, Control C, go back to Wolfram Alpha, and Control V for paste, times 1,000 to the nearest whole number. We have 500, and therefore we can expect 500 babies to be born with a weight between 6.2 pounds and 10 pounds. I hope you found this helpful.